It's a chance to sit down with Ed again after midweek football. Ed, a bit shocking weather-wise yesterday, so we decided to catch up with you on Thursday instead. You've had a few hours now to reflect on the game in the Combined Counties League Cup last night. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it was a really exciting cup tie. Had a proper cup tie feel to it. The game was really end to end, and was in the balance right up until the last few moments of the game. Um, and I think we come to expect that under the lights at York Road. We know we're going to give everyone a good game at our place, and cup games always feel a little bit different. So it's an exciting one to watch, I'm sure. For us, I think it really highlights how mental a game of football is. The messaging stays exactly the same for us, generally speaking, regardless of who we play against. A couple of weeks ago, we felt untouchable, scoring loads of goals, keeping clean sheets, really tough to play against. Everyone was playing with confidence. But a couple of setbacks in the last few weeks have seemed to have really swung that back in the opposite direction, and I think you could see that in the first half. We struggled to get out of their press. They were really energetic, but there were spaces for us to play that normally we're quite good at identifying. And we struggled to get out. People looked a little bit nervy to get on the ball. So going in at half time, 2-0 down, it's never ideal. But then the response in the second half was great, really, really pleasing. We spoke at the break about how, regardless of any ideas around tactics or style of play or anything like that, it was more one about belief, just wanting to get on the ball, trying to be positive and making sure that everything was going forward, trusting ourselves to go and be aggressive out of possession and backing ourselves to go and win duels and get the regains higher up the pitch. And we saw all of those things in the second half, all of those things that generally we're in control of from a mentality point of view. So that was really, really pleasing. And I think it was reflected in the flow of the second half. We dominated a lot of the ball. The stats show that we had 60% of possession in the second half, so we had a lot of the ball, able to control the territory. That then allowed us to get a few more final third entries. Because the possession was better and the spacings were better, it meant that we got more regains higher up the pitch as well. So lots of really positive things. And I do think that if the game had another 10 or 15 minutes, we probably would have got an equaliser. The way the game was going and the way that momentum was building, they were starting to hang on towards the end. But I suppose that's that famous saying, isn't it? You never lose, you either win or you run out of time. So we ran out of time yesterday.
I really enjoyed the two goals we scored, which sounds a bit odd as the first one was an own goal, but it was a delicious ball in from Sim. I actually thought Poppy had got a touch on it at the far post, but then Poppy did get a touch, and what a touch for the second goal. Well created by Nat, and a brilliant finish.
Yeah. Both goals were really good football. Like we've been struggling to get into the types of areas that we created the first one from. And like I said, Sim's cross was great. But we struggled to get into those areas the last couple of weeks for some reason. So it was nice that we managed to create a goal from those areas and get that feeling for what that's like again. And just simple things in attacking the right areas and putting bodies in there. Like Poppy went and attacked the ball at the far post, but just her presence being there was enough to put off the defender. So that was great, and we got the goal that way. And then some more good football for that second one. I think Poppy probably be one of the first ones to say that her left foot is not one of her big strengths, but she did a great job. Really controlled finish, nice technique on the strike as well, and good football to build up to that goal as well. So really pleased that she's managed to contribute yesterday.
Yeah, if her left foot's weak, then on the basis of that goal, then we've got an exciting prospect on our hands, haven't we?
Sure.
So we've got a break now for Christmas, which I think is obviously a time for the players to switch off from football for a little bit. I know they've got challenges and things they've got to do over the Christmas period, which I won't share on here, but in terms of keeping up the fitness and stuff like that. What will happen training-wise before we go back to what's a really big game in the first sort of weekend back? What's the plan? Is there a time for a break now, is there, or is it working through?
Yeah, I mean, this is timing-wise, it's a pretty difficult one because obviously, like, we're on the back of 3 defeats in all comps. That's the cold hard face of it. So you'd want to try and find a way to keep going, but I think collectively as a staff and as a group of players, we're at a point where we do need a little bit of a break. Like we've been bare bones for a while and we've been scraping through, and we've had people who've been digging in and getting through injuries and illness just to make sure we can field a team in the last few weeks. So we're at a point where we need a break. So we'll utilise that. And then because of where Christmas and New Year falls, it means that training nights, it becomes difficult to get any training in between now and going back with Bournemouth Sport. But like I said, they've been given a few physical challenges, so they will be ticking over, and we will come back in good nick, ready for that first game back. And then we'll get one session in just after the New Year, where we all come back together before that game on Sunday the 5th. So it's not ideal, but I'm confident that the combination of having the break, the time away, the physical stuff that they're going to do over the time off, and a really vibey, fun first session back will leave us in a good place to start 2025.
Yeah, we look forward to the new year then, Ed. Happy Christmas to yourself as well, and here's hoping for a good 2025.